Well, thanks guys, welcome to Las Vegas. We are here to test drive this, probably the most anticipated vehicle of 2020 so far. It's the brand new Corvette C8. Not only do we get to drive it out in the desert, but we also get to put it on the track and see if it's a real supercar.
First of all, I need to set the record straight. This is not the Corvette I was expecting, not by a long way. The last generation was loud, the power was hard to control, and the vehicle could be like riding a bull. This new Corvette is nothing like that. It's a revolution to a new kind of car. Smooth, sleek, refined, and back to the original idea of the Corvette. An affordable performance vehicle that is very easy to tame. But first things first.
Corvette wanted to make this car easy to own and operate on a day-to-day basis, so they've made lots of luggage space and lots of things that you wouldn't normally get in a supercar. The fact is, this is supposed to be easy to get in and out of. Is it? So you put your hand under here, you pop open the door with a little switch. Let's find out if I can slide in and out of the new C8 easily. That was pretty easy. Notice the square steering wheel as well. It's much easier to get in and out of than a McLaren.
Then we do what every new owner will do in this vehicle.
All right, so we want to try the 0 to 60 test. We'll do this on the track tomorrow, but let's see how it performs. Yeah. Sorry, that was 0 to 80.
What are the stats?
Now, although we're going to get some track time in a moment in this vehicle, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds, top speed of 194 miles an hour, and this vehicle has been built for everyday use and use like this.
From a driver's perspective, things look good.
Now, Chevrolet tell us that the cockpit of this vehicle was designed just like a jet fighter. You've heard that before, haven't you? I will tell you, however, when I sit inside this vehicle, it does feel very different from many of the sports cars that use that terminology to explain it. The screen is facing towards me, the passenger can hardly see it, all of the controls are facing towards me, and it has a very different steering wheel, which is square. Not that a jet fighter has that, but it does make it a unique driving experience.
Chevrolet have been thoughtful.
Now, because the front valance doesn't always agree with the road, speed bumps, entering a driveway or something like that, Chevrolet have included something on the front of this vehicle to make sure you don't scrape that valance, and that is a raising mechanism. It can raise the front of the vehicle 40 millimeters in height. Now, it does this as fast as 2.8 seconds. The cool thing about this is it is GPS enabled, so as you're driving down the road and you come to a speed bump that you've passed before, it knows that speed bump's there. You can have it remember that speed bump, and every time you come up to it, it can raise that nose, so scrapes are out of the question most of the time.
This vehicle has been electronically enhanced.
I'm not a super fan of camera mirrors because I wear trifocals and I have to put my head all the way up to be able to focus on the mirror. However, there is zero, well, not quite zero, but pretty close to zero view if you use a regular mirror in this vehicle because the back window is so small. So the camera mirror, although not my favorite, actually helps me when I see those red and blue lights pulling up behind me.
The car looks good too.
Taking a look at the front of the new C8, it looks very much like a Corvette, although the front has been shortened a lot because there's no engine here. That engine, of course, moved behind the driver. So what is here at the front? Well, it's what we like to call a front trunk or a frunk. Now, you can open it by popping a little button here. That gets you inside, and there's not much room in there, but there is room for at least one ham sandwich.
What goes fast must stop fast.
It's an awful lot of fun listening to some of the engineers talk about the development of the new Corvette. Originally at the front here in some of the test vehicles early on, they used the rear brakes off the Fiat 500 Abarth. Now these are Brembo brakes, they're much bigger than you'd think. A lot of the weight and power goes into here at the front, and you've got to keep it cool. Big brakes and lots of cooling throughout the vehicle. In fact, you can see some of the vents in this vehicle to try and keep it cool. Big engine behind the driver generates a lot of heat. Originally, when the engine's up front, used the natural cooling of the air hitting the front of the car to cool it down. Now you have to vent the engine in any way you can, vent the brakes in any way you can to keep this vehicle cool as you're speeding through the Las Vegas desert.
Chevrolet give you choices.
You can see I'm inside a beige colored vehicle right now. There are 6 different color options inside the new C8. There are 6 different seatbelt options inside the new C8. 3 different stitching options, 12 different exterior colors, and 3 different seat choices, including a seat for bigger folk.
The new mid-engine Corvette C8 is much more of a car than I was expecting. I had anticipated American power and muscle, and got precision driving and unmatched control. You made another fan today, Chevrolet.
Brand new Corvette C8 arriving in dealerships right now. Starting price just under $60,000. In Las Vegas, I'm Nik Miles.